You can bet your bottom dollar. Great programming coming up next on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Stand by. Hold on. Talk at its finest, coming up next on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. In about 2 minutes, stand by. We know what guys are talking about. Stand by. A great show coming up next on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. In about 30 seconds. Stand by. Don't go away. Stop. If they're talking about it at the barbershop, we're talking about it here on SME. Great show coming up in about 30 seconds. Don't go away. Stand by. It's time. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Another great product on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Yeah!
You're listening to PoPolitickin.com. We got you stuck off the realness.
All the righteous people join together and unify. Take back our families and children, multiply. Show them how to live to the standard we died for. Teach them by God, put them first and ride for them. The devil being busy and he using the media. Destroying young minds, don't feed out the evil, bro. The story been told in the Bible, don't bite the app. See, our life matter, we just tired for being black. We way much more than the shit they broadcast. We just get dough, feed the family, and live laughing. Some work 9 to 5, the other half still trapping. Some treat our sisters like queen, others disrespect them. Our women got to prove to our men they more than set. In order to get respect, the sister respect yourself. We all get in a situation, we do what we got to do. But change is good, don't let the world throw you through the loop. And yeah, I'm representing Columbia, Mississippi. Mr. Tria, it's Amar. And I'm politicking with my boy Po on Po Politickin.
PoPolitickin.com.
Welcome back to Po Politickin. We're now politicking with Andre Taylor. Andre Taylor is a leader, activist, a mentor, and he's also known as for his role in the movie American Pimp as Gorgeous Dre. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing well.
All right, man. Like I said, you always been in the back of my mind, a person I really wanted to interview, so I'm glad to have you on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
glad to be here.
Yeah, thank you, man. So the first thing I want you to talk about, man, because I follow you on Facebook, and I seen you've been talking about your brother and the situation happened with him, so I just feel like that's like, you know, we should bring that up first and just talk about that situation and what happened and bring awareness to it.
Yeah, well, February 22nd, the Seattle Police Department assassinated my little brother, Shay Taylor. And I was just on my way back from Vegas, the Magic Show. So I got back, and the next day I heard this happen to my brother. And so on the 22nd, I flew up to Seattle. And they released the dash cam video and showed that my brother complied with the police officers because, you know, when a shooting happens, the first thing that the police, the system wants to do is they want to control the narrative, right?
Right.
So it's important that when situations like this happen, I always tell people, especially our people, that you're not so reactionary. We as a people are emotional, and we're so reactionary. So when you are a reactionary people, you empower the people that make you react. So it was important to me not to be reactionary, but to be responsive, right? Because I already know that the system always wants to control the narrative. So they put out information about my brother's criminal past, to villainize him, as if because of his criminal past we had a right to murder him. So they do this always with everybody that they kill. They'll try to create this narrative of this heinous person or this criminal as if this gives them a right to then kill somebody because they're trying to create the narrative. So that's what they did with my brother. They put out his criminal past. He had already done 22 years in prison, and he had only been home for 16 months. So whatever criminal activity he was involved in was 25 years ago. So he did his time for that. So that don't give you a right that you should kill him. So anyway, being that I know how the system works, I went out there to try to fight with the narrative. So that's what I've been doing. I built some relationships with media outlets out here. We also, whenever they put some information out, we make sure we respond to the information they put out with our response instead of a reaction. And if our people around the country would understand that we cannot be reactionary, we must be responsive, you'll get a further way because they're prepared for our anger. You can go up there and march 400 times a year, you know, and be reactionary. We need to have our own narrative, and we need to continue to push our own narrative when situations like this happen. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm pushing our own narrative, and what we've been able to do, which has never been done in the country before, mind you. There's a law up here that's the most regressive law in the United States, which means that in order for charges to be brought up on a police officer, we in Seattle, in the state of Washington, have to prove that a police officer had malice, which is an impossible thing to prove because malice is a state of mind.
Right.
So, hence, all these police officers have been getting off here and all over the country because we think when a police officer uses deadly force that he's investigated for a homicide like we would be. Police officers are not investigated for homicides. They're investigated to see whether they follow the law. So if the law states that we have to prove malice in order to bring them up on charges, which is an impossible thing to prove, hence they continue to get off. So the last thing I'm going to say about this is what we've done is we've created an initiative that we got back from Olympia, the state, from the capital of Washington. And this initiative that was started last year by other people was killed in a committee out here, and it couldn't go to the legislative department because really what it's all about is the laws. There's nothing more important than the laws that's on the books. This is how we are continually being disenfranchised and defeated by these laws. So my objective was to make sure we fight where the fight is, and that's these laws. So we created this initiative that was defeated last year by the powerful police union. But what we did this year is we made a ballot initiative that goes past the committee, that comes to the people, to the American people, to the people of Washington. Well, we are now in the process within the next 5 days to raise 250,000 signatures, and with that, it goes to the legislative department, and they have two chances. They have two choices. Either they change the law, or it goes to the voters through the ballot. So we have to learn how to fight, and the fight is the laws. If we put our resources to start understanding what the advantage that the system has, then we'll fight the right fight. We can march till we're blue in the face. We have to combat these laws, and that's what I'm doing. Fighting for the narrative and combating these laws, going after these laws. That's the fight. Let's go, people.
right, man. So I want you to talk about what can they? Is it like a website or anything they can go to help out with the cause, or anything they can do, like the listeners?
Well, what's going to happen is that my website. I have two websites. I have a website called OperationAndreTaylor.org, and I have a website that I created for the movement called NotThisTime.global. NotThisTime.global is a movement I started after they assassinated my brother. And there's a lot more information on there and that we'll continue to put out. So this is not for the country yet. But once we defeat this with this initiative we have, this that we're doing right now, it is the biggest thing for our people all over this country because it's our new civil rights movement. Once we get this law changed in Washington, it will then create a snowball effect around this country. So it's very, very important to focus on what's going on here first because this is the first time we've ever done it in the country, to have a ballot initiative for this particular thing with police brutality. So it's important that the nation is focused on what's going on here. I've also reached out to some of my friends in Los Angeles, some people in some pretty powerful entertainment positions, so that we can keep and have a national platform. And see, the problem is that we are not aware. Our people are not aware of what's going on. Hence, we keep getting in these situations where these police officers are killing us and getting off because we are not aware of the laws. So my job is to inform us as a people, not only us, but I also have the tribes, all the Native American tribes that are also joining with us to fight this initiative, to fight this law through this initiative, and the Latino community as well, and white folks. So we have to galvanize the American people so that we are informed about how these laws are written to protect these police officers and make them accountable for murder, because they are not held accountable. So NotThisTime.global gives people some more insight about what's going on, and OperationAndreTaylor.org is just information about my life, where I come from, what I'm doing, my product, and all of those things. So they can go to both of those places. And, of course, my Facebook.
Okay. And then I want you to talk about some of your like daily habits and rituals you do every day when you wake up.
Well, when I wake up, I make sure I have some devotion time. You know, I make sure I get some devotion in and spend some of that quality time, meditation, prayer, whatever you want to call it, but it's devotion to me. So that's the first thing that I do. And then because of this this movement, I've been having to go to rallies. I give meetings every Wednesday, Not This Time meetings in Seattle, Washington, at a place called the SVI, the Seattle Vocational Institute in Seattle, Washington, for the community to keep people informed. So that's what I do every Wednesday. But in addition to that, I go to rallies. I just came from a rally in Olympia, Washington yesterday for two kids that was national news, Bryson and Andre, who were shot by police officers while they were on their skateboards. And a police officer tried to kill them, shot one of them like 7 times, but they both survived, shot one of the brothers in the stomach. So this was a year anniversary yesterday for them. So I'm trying to be as many places as I can with the Not This Time movement, supporting the people, informing the people in those areas about these laws and what we could do, to rectify the situation. You see, there's been times in history that we haven't been able to do anything about what's been happening to us. We just had to take it up. 400 years in slavery, we couldn't do it. We had to take the rape of our people, our babies being used as alligator bait, men getting their genitals cut off. We had to take the greatest evils and the atrocities known to mankind. We had to take that. But now we're living in a time that we don't have to take it, that we can do something about it. We don't have to feel helpless anymore. We have initiative, and we can do something about it, and we are doing something about it. The disadvantages that we have right now is that we haven't been informed. We